Hello children, hope all of you are keeping well and taking very good care of yourselves. Follow very carefully the instructions given by your parents. So in your today's literature class, as you can see, it's written lullaby on the screen, isn't it? So we are going to do some appreciation of this poem. Appreciation here, that means we will discuss the metaphors and similes which we had done in our previous session. So it will be a quick recap and then you will be able to follow these figures of speech in a better way. As you can see on your slide, it's written similes and metaphors. We had learned that similes and metaphors both are used for comparison. You compare two things. A metaphor is stronger than a simile. If you can just recollect, I had told you, a simile tells that one thing is like the other thing. A simile uses the word as and like for comparison. But a metaphor is very strong. It is stronger than a simile. It does not use as and like, but it says that one thing is another thing. You just look at those two sentences. The first one says, she is an angel. And the second one says, she is like an angel. This is just one of the examples. So first sentence, we are talking, suppose, about a girl called Rima. So the first sentence says that she is an angel. So here we are telling that Rima is not a girl. We are telling Rima is an angel. So we are totally transforming the person, no? There's a change. It's very strong. I'm not telling that she is like an angel. I'm telling she is an angel. So something is something else. So she is an angel is a metaphor. But in the next sentence you see, it's written, she is like an angel. So here I am comparing the person with an angel. Like maybe that person is very good or very sweet, very graceful like an angel. So I'm saying like an angel. Okay, so suppose I say night is a blanket. So night is not a blanket, isn't it? Night is a blanket is a metaphor. And when I speak about dreams, suppose I'm saying dreams are like journeys. So that is a simile. So suppose we tell you to differentiate which one is a metaphor, which one is a simile. The most simplest way, the simplest thing is, you will see whether the sentence has as or like in it. So if the sentence is having as and like, then it is a simile. But if as and like is not there and a comparison is still being made in the sentence, it is a metaphor. I hope I am clear. So the same sentence, there should be a comparison. You know, similes and metaphors, they are figures of speech. In language you have studied about parts of speech, nouns, pronouns, verbs and adverbs. Similarly in literature, when you study literature, you will have figures of speech. As you go to higher classes, you will learn about many other kinds of figures of speech. As kids, this is the simplest thing you can learn about beautifying. You know, literature is about reading stories, about poems. You read many stories, there is prose, there is poem, and in these stories and paragraphs that you read and the poems that you go through, they want to make, when you are writing a poem, you want to make a poem very beautiful, no? It should be very nice, good sounding and all that. So what do? You add some, make some comparisons, or you make the poem rhyming. All these are called figures of speech. Anyway, we will not go into much detail. As for you, you should just know that simile and metaphor both are used for comparison. A simile uses the words as and like, but a metaphor is also a comparison without using the word as and like. And a metaphor is an implied simile, means it is understood. No, suppose I say she is an angel, doesn't mean that she has become an angel, no. Doesn't mean that she has become an angel. I actually want to say she is like an angel. But when I am saying she is an angel, that means my sentence becomes more strong. So I hope you don't get confused. Try to read what is given in your book. similes and metaphors are very well defined in your book. Read those pages, that is page 51 and page 52. So you will get a very clear perception of what simile and metaphor is. So now you can open your book on page number 52. Look at your page. Everything is written very clearly. Metaphor says one thing is another. Metaphors are stronger comparisons than similes. When you use a metaphor, you are saying that something is something else, not just like something else. See, 3 sentences are also given. Sleep is an island. Night is a blanket. She is a wise owl. Okay, so we are telling it directly that sleep is an island, night is a blanket, she is a wise owl. But if I write this sentence, sleep is like an island, it will become a simile. Or night is like a blanket, that will become a simile. Same way, she is a wise owl is a metaphor. But if I write she is as wise as an owl, then it becomes a simile. So I hope it's clear with you. I just repeat. Sleep is an island is a metaphor. Sleep is like an island is a simile. Night is a blanket is a metaphor. But if I write night is like a blanket, it becomes a simile. Same way, she is a wise owl is a metaphor, and she is as wise as an owl becomes a simile. In both the cases, the meaning is more or less the same, just the figure of speech changes. Now you look at the exercise given. Write M against the sentences with metaphors and S against the sentences with similes. So you will write S for simile and M for metaphor. The first sentence says, books are treasure chests. There is no as, there is no like. So books are treasure chests. It's a metaphor. Get ready with your pencil. Write M in the box provided. All of you. I hope you have written M against the first one. Books are treasure chests. This means books are something very precious. They are treasure. Number B is, reading a book is like taking a journey into new lands. So those who are very smart, I know you must have understood the word like is there. So it is a simile and you will write S. Number B, you will write S. Reading a book is like taking a journey into new lands. When you read a book, you come to know new things, no? So it's like exploring something new, taking a journey into new lands. You're finding out new things. When you read a book, you gain knowledge. So number 2 is simile. B is simile. Number C, my pillow is as soft as a cloud. So it's understood it's a simile. The word as is used there. My pillow is as soft as a cloud is simile. My grandmother is a mountain of strength. So there is no as or like. That means some people, no, they are very, very strong at heart. So comparing her to the mountain. So my grandmother is a mountain of strength is a metaphor. You will write there M. Number D is M. Number E, our teacher is a walking encyclopedia. Our teacher is a walking encyclopedia. So it is a metaphor again. There is no, it's not like, no, it is a walking encyclopedia. So it's a metaphor. That means she is very knowledgeable. She knows all the answers. He is an angel. Same as we did in that example. We did she is an angel, right? So he is an angel is a metaphor. You will write M. Number G. The sun is like a pot of melting butter. S. Because we are using the word like. The sun is like a pot of melting butter. It is a simile. You will write S. Number H. The man is as old as the hills. Very old hills. Hills stay for many, many years, no? So maybe that man is very aged. That is why they are comparing him to hills. When a man becomes very old, no? Maybe 100 and 150 years. That is why they think the man is as old as the hills. So as is used, we will write S. It is a simile. Now we move on to number 2. I hope all of you are following and listening very carefully. Use metaphors or similes of your own to describe the following. See, now you have gone through so many similes and metaphors. So suppose you want to describe these phrases which are given to you. Which simile or metaphor will you use? You will write your own simile and your own metaphor. Someone who is clever. Maybe somebody is very clever. So you want to describe that person using a simile or a metaphor. So what will you write? Yes, you can write as clever as a fox. You must have heard this, no? Take your pencils and write down, all of you. As clever, that is C-L-E-V-E-R, as clever as a fox. So this is a simile. As clever as a fox is a simile. Number B, someone who is happy. So someone who is very happy, how will you describe? Happiness can be compared to a child. No, you see, a child is always smiling. Children are very happy. They are not worried about the sorrows. So you write as happy as a child. As happy as a child. As happy as a child. Number C, your best friend. So your best friend is someone you love very dearly, who is very close to your heart, no? So what will you tell to your best friend? The apple of my eye. The apple of my eye. A-P-P-L-E. I know you must be knowing this spelling. Your best friend is the apple of your eye, no? So you will write the apple of my eye. Your school is a second home. My second home. You can write down my second home. A butterfly. So butterfly, you know, is very colorful, no? Beautiful to look at. So we will write as colorful as a rainbow. As colorful as a rainbow. Be careful with your spelling. C-O-L-O-U-R-F-U-L. C-O-L-O-U-R-F-U-L. Colorful. As colorful as a rainbow. You know the spelling of rainbow. R-A-I-N-B-O-W. R-A-I-N-B-O-W. So I hope now everything is very clear with you. In your assignment, similarly, I will be giving you some phrases and you will have to frame sentences. I have given you examples of sentences. So you will try to make your own sentences because we have had elaborate discussion on similes and metaphors and I hope all of you will be able to make very good sentences. But still I have given examples of the sentences also. In case you are unable to follow, you can take help from those sentences and try to write sentences on your own. Okay. So this is the end of the poem with all the question answers and appreciation and everything. And as you all must be knowing, this is the last session before your summer vacation. So I will also be giving you some holiday homework. So please get ready to have a look at the next slide. Yes. It is very simple, my dear children. I know you have lot of work. You have been studying all these days. Lot of pressure is built. There is nothing written work given to you. All the chapters that we have done 2 chapters, right? Pippi Goes to the Circus and The Bell of Archery. So you will read both the chapters very carefully. Both the ways. There should be silent reading as well as loud reading. Silent reading for you to understand. You will read the chapter silently first and then you will underline the difficult words. when I taught you the lessons, I did not make you underline the difficult words. See, you should know the spellings of all the words, isn't it? So whichever word you find is difficult for you, whose spelling you don't know, underline those words. Maybe some of you are very smart enough, you know many spellings, and maybe some children, they need extra help, they need extra care. So whichever word is difficult for you, according to your ability, whichever word you find difficult, you underline. It is your own book. Underline your difficult words and learn those spellings. Because if you are very thorough with the spellings, only then you can write your answers correctly. So first you will read the chapter silently, underline the difficult words and learn the spellings. Then you will also practice loud reading. When you have in the schools reopen and we'll have your reading test and reading exam, no, you should be able to read very smartly. You should know where to pause with your comma and full stop. So we will practice both ways, silent as well as loud reading, so that you can be ready when the schools reopen. After that, next thing what you will do is, you will learn all the meanings. We have given you meanings even if you don't have the books. I made you write the meanings in your notebook. The meanings are given in your assignments. You can go through them whenever you want. No, they are available on the site. So you will learn all the meanings from the poems as well as the chapters. We have done 2 poems, The Sick Young Dragon and Lullaby, and the 2 chapters. So all the 4 you will go through all the meanings, and you will get some difficult words also in the meanings. So you will learn the meanings and the question answers. That means on the whole I would just like to say, go through everything that has been done and practice lot of reading. And as I told you previously when we were doing the Bell of Archery, write a paragraph on your friends and give a nice title. All of you will do that in the rough copy, because when the schools reopen, I will go to your classes, every class, and collect that work. Okay, and see who has written best, and we'll send it to the school magazine. Take good care of yourself, children. Revise all the chapters. Okay, so this is enough for you before the summer vacations. Take good care of yourself. Read, study, stay healthy and be positive. Wish you all a good and a happy and enjoyable holiday. Hope we may all recover, everything becomes good in this world, and see you soon in the school. I hope next time when we meet, I'll come and see you in school. So thank you. That's all for today. God bless.